I'm of German descent, but his name is Juan, which is obviously like a very Mexican name. And when I told my parents that I was dating someone named Juan, they were kind of like, oh, okay.
In other words, when you hear the name Juan, you picture sombreros and tacos.
My family name is Lu, L-U. My first name is Gui Hua. It's kind of some kind of flower, you know.
There you go.
Yeah, she's a professor, and she said he's very handsome.
That's the part that scared me.
Yeah, she told me, oh, he's very handsome. Actually, you go to China with my friend, my older girlfriend, say he's a good-looking guy. Wow, he's a very good-looking guy. You're so lucky. I said, oh yeah, 13 years.
Yeah, well, let's see. We got married in 2002, so we're coming into 2014. It's going to be 12 years.
I'm Kelsey.
I'm Gary.
And I am a rec major, and I am 23 years old.
Well, I am a bio major, and I am 27 years old.
Yeah, I'm German and Irish. My last name, Kraus, is German.
Miss, your name is?
Chelsea.
I was given up on dating. I had been divorced for a few years. I tried the dating thing, and I just thought, no, this is not working out. It's just going to be me and my dog. And one day, just on a, I don't know why, I just looked in the personal ads, and it was something unusual I'd never seen. Chinese, somebody who really likes Chinese culture. There's a beautiful Chinese woman looking for an American man. I go, it didn't even say American. And so I called the ad, and right away I got a bad feeling because it was a guy who answered it. We left a voice message. And I go, oh, this sounds like one of those, we'll send us some money and we'll set you up. So because I had paid money to call, and I'm too cheap to want to waste my money, I said, I'll leave a quick message just in case. There might be a slight chance this thing's legit. So I said, well, if you're interested, give me a call back. And I gave him a little basic information. And surprisingly, I got a call back from this guy, and I got to talk to him. And I could tell pretty much he didn't sound like a slick kind of guy. He sounded really down to earth. I said, this is Chance. I said, okay, so why are you calling? He says, well, this woman's in China. I go,
We met on an April day.
eHarmony.
No, okay. We met on a field school through our department, my rec department, and we were all going on a trip to the Sequoias to do some volunteer work. And I thought I was just going with my best friend Matthew on this trip, and turns out he lugged his brother along.
I needed a unit for full time, so.
He also needed a girlfriend, so I'm just kidding. And so we took this trip down to the Sequoias with our class, and sitting in a car ride for 6 hours with this guy like right next to me. You get to know someone pretty well in a 6-hour car ride. So chatted and got to know each other on the trip, and it was really fun. And after that, we were separated.
Yep.
And she definitely brings a little different cooking into my life, which is nice. She cooks mashed potatoes a little different than I'm used to.
Perfect.
I never had Salisbury steak until Nicole made it for me.
It's also the same with him because his mom makes really good Mexican food, even though she's white. It's really good.
I think, I just like, I like that I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I learn a lot from you, and in regards to, I don't know, just like honestly the topic of race, because I kind of feel like I was pretty sheltered when it came to race growing up. I mean, yeah, like I went to school and there were like all different types of race, but it's primarily white. Chico is a primarily white town, and with him living in Susanville and like facing discrimination and stuff, like that has never even crossed my mind. So I think something that is kind of interesting and unique about us, I'm kind of straying from the question, but like I guess it's kind of just cool to be able to learn something new and to be with someone who doesn't have your background, because you can learn from it and grow from it. And I know.
I mean, I think there's a few differences. Like when it comes to meeting family, especially, there may be preconceived notions, or people might think about it differently. Like my aunts might be like, "Oh wow, he's dating." Her family is, just into different things than my family is, and I get to experience a little different culture, I guess, and it's interesting. I think when couples that are intercultural decide to make things permanent, such as getting married, I feel like there's actually a lot of challenges they might face, such as, some people might want a religious wedding in a Catholic.
This old white couple sat down next to us, and they weren't talking to one another, but this woman kept staring at both of us, like just like this. Like she was not like, maybe.
She was just bored.
Yeah, I think both of our families don't really see the race or color of your skin at all, so it wasn't, or at least for me personally, telling my parents wasn't anything.
Yeah, that wasn't a big deal.
I'm crazy, am I doing the right thing? And one or two of the conservative, non-trust people who don't trust other people said, "Oh, you better be careful."
Yeah.
They didn't say too much, but they just kind of implied that. And I thought, then my absolute friend that I just thought most highly of, he said, he's Australian, but he says, "Hey mate, you've done everything right, go for it, man, this is the right thing to do, she sounds great, and it works out wonderful, and if it doesn't, at least we tried, And he was a guy who, was just a guy I respected as well. So when I went there, I think that was the right spot. I think Lucy was sweet, and just the first time she met me, she was holding my arm. And she couldn't speak English, and I could speak Chinese, so we had to translate for that. And then I met her family, and they were just, and they still are, the nicest people you ever meet. And it's kind of like you say, "Well, that's a nice painting. Yeah. Here you go. Oh, you have to take this with you." I go, "No, I don't want to take your painting." It was a nice painting. I didn't even really like it that much, but So, and then I thought, I was still a little, why are they being so nice? Is there something wrong? And they're trying to
Chinese people really like Caucasian people. They like Caucasian look. The
I
first
know
thing.
some guys from Korea who don't think that.
Yeah, but Chinese people
you don't know what I'm
do.
talking
Then they always.
I mean, I've always just pictured myself with, I don't know why, but I just always pictured myself with just white.
No, not really, actually. I've always kind of seen myself with, I guess you could say, a white female.
We would have to decide on, we'd have to pick a good town. There are so many more things that you have to think about when you are in a biracial couple, just because of other people's views and what they'll say, and So, like, having a mixed child, like, people could look down on them, or, you know, and it's hard to explain to your kid exactly why that person doesn't like them just because of who their parents are, what their color of skin is. So I think that's the main, like, struggle that would happen.
For sure.
Well, a lot of the culture is like, because like wedding and all that stuff is also based around religions. I myself am not religious whatsoever. Not Scientology, but science. Like I do science all the time. So like, anyways, like my religion, like my mom is Catholic, but she's not the kind that pushes it on us. Like she doesn't care if we go or not or what we are. But I assume like I've never had this talk with my parents, but like I'm sure they'd show up. They'd want to have some kind of say in it, but I don't think they even would have that much of a say in it, except like maybe if I wanted to like represent my Filipino heritage, I have a special shirt that I can wear. They call it like a barong Tagalog. It's just a nice formal dress shirt. It's kind of see-through,
But why wouldn't you want to see this?
wedding's not set yet, so I can work out. but like that's something we could do. Like it's the same kind of way that some people like. I could wear that shirt the same as a military person would wear his dress uniform, just to represent something like that. And then like I may not have every value and faith that a Filipino person has, but like I know where my roots come from, and I could throw in like some of the main things that are important to me. Like if I wanted to show off the Filipino side, I could wear that shirt, and then I could also have like the feast will have Filipino food because everyone loves it, and then it's all about food and family and fun.
So being a part of a relationship, like if you want to be serious with someone, like you have to kind of go deep with things.
Yeah, you have to know where they come from and what they're all about, and if we didn't know each other in like deeper layers, like she's getting at, it wouldn't work just as strong as it could be.
Yeah, and I think when you learn new things about each other and you're able to connect on a certain level of emotion, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's where it kind of gets torn apart, is that, I mean, both of our families are from the United States. It's not like my family, I'm not from Germany. My great-great-great-great-grandparents are probably from Germany, and her great-great-great-grandparents. I mean, it's just, like, it's, so when people bring the whole, like, culture or diversity, I mean, we're both just Americans, you know? So I think that's a big point in the world today, that color really doesn't matter. It's all about who we are and the people that we are. And
brownie points.
Yeah, exactly.
Be open-minded, and I mean, you like this person for a reason. It doesn't matter what culture or, you know, what color their skin is or anything like that. Like, they're still a human being. And so at the end of the day, like, as long as you love that person, it doesn't matter what they practice or, you know, what their ideas are. Just the fact that they're even bringing ideas and you guys can talk about those things, and I don't know, just think of him as a person, not as someone different.
Like, I met him through friends and they would talk about Juan and I'd be like, who is that, you know? Like, I would have never guessed you were you know, because of your name. But my friends met him and my family met him and they all love him. Like, absolutely love him. So.
Can't judge a book by the cover.
Yeah, definitely not color at all. It's all about communication. That's every relationship, friendship, anything like that. You just have to, like, be able to talk to that person and not be afraid to express your opinions or ideas or anything like that.
Communication's a big key, and the more you can communicate and grow together, the better off you'll be in any type of relationship.
Any relationship, intercultural or not, communication is key.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like, you know, I wish his name wasn't Juan, because it just sounds like really Hispanic, and it just makes it seem like, you know.
There's
there's no hope in that relationship.
It just makes it seem like he's, it just gives it such a Hispanic name.
Right.
You wouldn't think, when I hear Juan or the typical Mexican names, I just think of, like Spanish.
Somebody more that looks more like his dad then.
Yeah, who came from Mexico, doesn't speak a lot of English.
Right.
And when I told my family and like my friends that I was dating someone who won, they were kind of like, oh, okay, like, we'll see how long that lasts.
Because I mean, that's just a cultural aspect. I mean, my grandpa's name is Juan, and he named my dad Juan, and my dad named me Juan, and hopefully I can name my son Juan.
For sure.